I'd like to let you know, before the video begins, that you can find a link to the full short film, Bao, in the description of this video. It was posted by Pixar on their Twitter, and I'm sure they won't have a problem with me directing you to that video myself. And so if you'd like to watch the film and come back to this video, I think that would be great. Since the first Pixar short film, The Adventures of Andre and Wally-B, the filmmakers and animators at Pixar have relied heavily on the personification of animals, objects, and now with the latest short film, Bao, they've started telling stories with food and creating characters that we're able to decode and relate to in various ways. In previous short films, such as The Blue Umbrella, the main characters are personified by simply adding facial features and adding colour to the characters that imply a conventional boy meets girl scenario. This is quite a basic way to personify a character. In fact, in the same film, there are more creative and endearing ways that the street characters are anthropomorphized in their natural designs. The drains, street signs, and even post boxes are able to display more convincing emotions than the main protagonists of the film, the umbrellas. And so this begs the question, how do Pixar effectively personify their characters to advance the story? I think the most successful way that the personification or anthropomorphization has been portrayed in their short films is in the short film Lava, where the main protagonists are literally an embodiment of the environment they're singing about. Looking at the iconography of the film, there are a lot of things to look at to tell us about the characters. The song that's being sung, with its island guitar acoustics and the look of the character, quite resembles Israel Kamakawiwo, who famously sung Somewhere Over the Rainbow, amongst some other great songs, and was a popular figure in Hawaii and around the globe until his unfortunate death of June 1997. The woman volcano also seems to be styled with Maui braids that are a popular hairstyle for a lot of Hawaiian women. Other features such as the moss for clothing and the coloured coral that acts like beads in her hair, and then there's obviously the fact that the characters are made entirely of volcanic islands that represent so much of Hawaii. Realistically, there are so many parts that make up the characters that the audience will associate with memories and experiences in their lives and project it onto the characters in the film. This is pretty much how Pixar will tell a story without any narrative-based dialogue. They'll give us enough information about the characters that will project our experiences and knowledge on the subject and fill in the gaps ourselves. This is pretty much the case for the short film Bao. On the surface, we get a lovely short film that highlights the ups and downs of motherhood from the perspective of a lonely Chinese lady. And from a first glance, the story is told very well with a clear and concise narrative. But I'd like to look at the beginning of the film that introduces us with little Bao. I think that by looking at the themes and conventions of Bao's introduction, we're able to look at the film more closely and see why the film's narrative is so effective. The first time that we see Bao, the film tells us exactly what kind of relationship that he and his mother have with one another, with a pretty clever way of representing a newborn child in what looks like a wicker basket. And straight away, it becomes very obvious that the mother sees Bao as her little boy. So then throughout the rest of the film, their relationship develops as Bao grows and grows physically and in ways you'd expect a normal boy to grow up. What makes this aspect of the film so effective is the acceptance of the audience regarding the little dumpling that suddenly becomes alive. I believe it's the anthropomorphization of Bao and any other character featured in Pixar's short films. Pixar maintains the characteristics that are associated by their real-life counterparts. The Bao roll that you see in real life is a small and squishy little dish that relies heavily on its filling in order to maintain its structure and life. And so in the film, this is used as a key plot device that allows the mother to bond with her little boy. Because of this, every instance of food in the film can be used to describe the relationship that Bao and his mother have with one another. Feeding Bao in the beginning of the film to look after and nurture him is when they have a good start to their relationship. And this sentiment is then repeated a lot in the film, as Bao grows up, all until the relationship begins to struggle, which again is shown through the use of food. He begins by rejecting the donut from his mother and slowly becomes more independent by getting his own food from the fridge and rejecting the food made by his mother. It's made apparent in the film that the mother relies on food for comfort and to connect with Bao, and so when she tries to save their relationship with a lot of home-cooked food, she is left distraught when he rejects it. It's because of this that the metaphor of Bao being a representation of her son becomes apparent. When she finally realizes that her son has become entirely independent, she eats Bao as a way of coping with her son there. The film uses food in a very clever way to describe the relationship that she has with her son. And by making Bao a piece of food, the thing that she and her son bond over the most, the reality of the situation becomes a lot more hard-hitting to find out her real motives of the film. Looking at these icons and the way that they're personified may only add a little bit of detail to the film, but overall it acts as a layer that the film includes to make more detailed characters, and a film that gets you to relate in the most simple ways. By making the characters an embodiment of the story, and basing a lot of the narrative around the rules and conventions of the particular subject, whether it be food, a volcano, or an umbrella, you can rely on the audience to fill in the gaps. All you have to do is keep things simple. If you haven't already seen the short film, or you'd like to watch it again, you'll find it linked in the description below. I'd also like to say thanks for the support I got from the last video. I thought I'd really try hard to make a video for you guys as soon as possible to show my appreciation. So make sure you rate the video to show me what you thought of it. And if you'd like to, you can subscribe to see more. Last time I asked you to write Coco Blonde in the comments to show me that you got to the end of the video. This time, I'd like you to write Live Long and Prosper to tell me the same thing. Anyway, my name is James Hayes, and thank you so much for watching.